Last year, I decided to make a custom Lego Evo mech for the snakes from Ninjago Evo, but today I'm going to make one for Jay, Nya and Cole, the only ninjas that haven't got one. Let's take a look at the existing Evo mechs to see what I should base it off of. So, these are the 3 official ones that Lego have made, and obviously, as you can see, there's some key features that I'm going to need to include on my mechs. That being the printed tile on all the cockpits, also the actual cockpit itself, as you can see there. The banners on top, the uniquely printed banners that all of them have. Also, they have Nexo Knight shields, which I may include on some of mine. Zane's is there, and Lloyd's is there. So this armor piece here, and also a unique weapon. Lloyd is the big sword and the boomerang on the back. Zay has this giant saw, and Kai is the cannon. So, I'm going to order some parts off Bricklink and we'll see what I can do. So, I guess I'm going to have to go onto Bricklink and order the parts. And after a couple of days of waiting... So, I went on Bricklink and bought the extra parts that I would be required for these 3 mechs. So, start off with the smallest one. Just move the big one. So, I think this one just has a few of the extra parts that I'll be using for the mechs. Just a few small extra armor pieces. Yeah, this is the smallest one, so just move out of the way. We've got some... Oh, I've got an extra Wonder Torso because my old one actually broke, so that's that. I got these 2 pieces for Jay and Nya's mech, just because these were quite basic pieces that Kai and Zane's used. So I got a black one for Nya and a blue one for Jay. I've also got these blue pieces that I'm also going to be putting on Jay's, but just to add a bit of more bulk, because these pieces were also used on Zane's. Then finally, these 2 pieces, because I'm planning on having a similar cockpit design to Kai and Jay. Obviously uses blue, and Kai used black, but I think blue would look better on Jay. So they're the first few parts. They're very nice to have. I'll also just quickly fix my Wonder minifigure. So there she is, all fixed now. So that's good. Now for the bigger one. This has got all the main parts, which I believe are for all of the mech joints and the cockpit that I've ordered for Jay. Pain to get off. There. Let me take it off. Quite a strange box to open. Yes, perfect. All nicely organised by colour, which is quite nice. So, take the box out of the way, and here are the joints. The first one, I've got 8 of these blue Evo joints. So, I got 8 because I need 4 for each mech, and I'm doing 1 for Jay and 1 for Nya. So obviously you need them, but it's quite strange to see so many of these pieces, but it's really cool. So yeah, I've got some for Jay and some for Nya. Next, we may as well go on to the next lot of armor pieces, and that is the orange ones for Cole. So I did get 4 of these because obviously Cole, you need the orange ones. Out of all the colours, they were the best suited. I do think they look quite nice, as you can see there. I am a fan of the orange ones. Okay, what's next? I'll do the gold pieces now. So I've got the 3 of these Evo printed tiles because Kai and Zane's mech had these on, and Lloyd's also has this on, so I thought I may as well include these on the cockpits. I got a gold cockpit because I was planning on doing quite a gold colour for Jay, because I liked how his crystallised suit works, so I thought a gold and blue one would look quite nice. To match that, I got these armor pieces, which quite nice. These came in the Zane mech, but I was planning on doing a lot more gold on the Jay mech. Also got a few of these parts just for the feet of Jay's mech, just because I think they had a bit more detail to it. I also got some gold ingot pieces because I wanted to include them, but I wasn't sure how, so I just got them maybe to add on the feet of Coles or something, I'm not sure. And then yeah, so got 4 of these armor pieces as well. So finally, the last bag, which has got mainly just some extra parts for Nya and Jay's mechs. And these are, so here they are. So, got these tiles here for Nya and Jay's mech for the minifigures to stand on. I got some Nexo Knights shields in a nice blue, yet again for Jay's mech. I got some more of these ball joints because I didn't have enough, and I just got 10 of them just in case. I wasn't sure how many I would need, so I just got 10 just in case. They were quite cheap parts, so like 2p each, so fine. And finally, we've got these gunmetal grey armor pieces. I did use some of these on my custom snake mech earlier last year, and decided gunmetal grey will work quite well for Nya, so I thought I'd just include these. So now I can get to building. So after a while of building, these are all the Evo mechs I now have. Back 3 are obviously the official ones, and then these front 3, which are the ones I made in this video, are my custom ones. I'm really happy with how they turned out, especially Cole and Jay. So let's take a look at them individually. So starting with Jay, I wanted to go for quite a blue and gold colour scheme, similar to his crystallized suit, just because I really liked how that turned out. And honestly, this is probably the second favourite mech I've actually made today. I do think it is really nice. So let's take a look at it. Starting with the feet, I used golden ingot pieces on the end of these parts here, onto the end of mixel joints, just to make it look really nice. I think the gold adds a lot more detail. I made it more round just to make it a bit different. Also, you've got the 2x2 bricks on the back, similar to what Zane has. Coming up to the legs, just move the arm out the way. The legs are symmetrical. You've got this piece here. I'm not sure what piece it's called, but it's there. And it was used on some of the other Evo mechs, so I thought I may as well use it on mine. Coming up to this one here, this is probably the most unique bit about the mech. So it's just a little build I've made. So it's a 2x3 plate with a 2x2 tile on it, with a clip, a 1x2 clip with lighting, and then the golden ingot added. I just thought this looks like it adds quite a bit more detail to the mech, and it actually adds some real lighting onto the mech, which I think would look really nice. And it is actually symmetrical on both sides. Coming round to the arms, the left arm holds the sword, Jay's sword, which is the same colour that he uses in his Evo mech. I used a similar hand technique to Lloyd's mech, as you can see like that. Looks really nice, I think. I used a Nexo Knight shield in blue for the arm, followed by this shoulder pad piece used on other Evo mechs. On the other arm, I decided to use stud shooters. I didn't actually have any of the new stud shooters. I don't actually have many of them. They're all in sets, so I actually decided to just use the old ones. They still do look quite good. Like, yeah. It keeps falling down because it is quite strong. It's just that like the mixel joints are quite weak because they're quite old pieces. That's why it keeps falling down. It is quite, when it's just standing still, it can hold its own weight. But yeah, so it has stud shooters on the side like that. Coming around to the back, as you can see, it's nothing that interesting. I used a similar cockpit design for Kai, just because I didn't want them all to look the same. So I used something similar to Kai's for Jay. Then coming around to the other side, I used a gold cockpit piece. As you can see, taking that down, you can see where you would put Jay. Just taking him out like that. You can see that's where he'd go. Nothing that detailed in the cockpit, but closing that up. Round back, you've got to see because there's some more gold on the bottom, and there's just a lot of blue on the back, which I do think looks really nice. Coming up to the top, I actually took the banner from the Ultra Combo mech, just because luckily I had 3 banners. I had 2 from the Ultra Combo mech and 1 from Lloyd's car, so I used them. I used those banners on it just because they're the only ones I had, and it does look really nice. So altogether, I really do like this J mech, and it is quite poseable as well. So you can get it in some quite like distinct poses, like that, like he's shooting out lightning from his hands up into the air, which I just think it just looks really nice. I am really a big fan of how this mech turned out. But onto my favourite mech now, Cole. I really like how this Cole mech turned out. It was the first one I made, and I just think it looks really nice. So, starting with the feet, I made them really rock-like by adding loads of cheese slopes and that piece, like the half a pyramid piece, coming around to the back. It's a similar build to Lloyd and Kai's feet, except for it doesn't have one of those things at the back, like so. The legs are probably the most basic bit about the set. Just one of these pieces with a cheese slope on, then one of these parts, and you can see that's the same on both sides, like so. The arms, well, I was looking through my parts, and well, I found this, which I believe was from his spinner, his legacy spinner, and I thought they just looked really nice as shoulder pads, so I decided just to put them on, see what they look like. And I just think they looked really nice. They're technically not a unique design because they came in a set, but I just think it looks really nice. Next, I noticed shield as a hand. I also got this claw, which can be used to grab enemies with, which I think looks really nice. The other side is just got a normal holder for a sword, which I think is really nice as well. Cole's mech uses the least amount of gold. The only bits of gold it uses is on his symbol, these bits on the side, and also the banner. I did decide to use a gunmetal grey cockpit because I think I could have used a gold one, but I just think the gunmetal grey one kind of blends in with all the colours, and I just think it does look the nicest for Cole, I think. And it does kind of blend in with the black quite well, so yeah. Coming round to the back, as you can see, it uses dark brown, orange and black. Then also from the underneath, I just used loads of different like brown colours to make it feel more rocky and like earth-like, which I do think looks good. Opening the cockpit up, as you can see, that's where Cole sits. I just accidentally took a bit off of Cole. Yeah, so that's where Cole sits. I do think I used a similar building technique to Zane's mech, except for I used these bricks here with like, it's a 2x4, but it's got a slope on it, and I just think that looked really nice. Like so, everything like that on the back. Got some cheese slopes in there, and yeah, I just think this mech, I'm a really big fan of this Cole mech. I really liked how this turned out. And it was also quite fun to build as well. I just think Cole is definitely the one I had planned the most, and I do think it looks better than most. Unique poses you can get this in. If you take one of these fingers off and flip it the other way around, then grab an enemy, as you can see, it can look like he's grabbed an enemy, and he's like, just like, swinging him around, ready to drop him or something like that, which I think looks really nice. Then you can like, I can't put that back in that yet, so like that. Again, you can get them all quite low ground to the ground, that's like the same with all the mechs, so like that. You can also get him like punching something like with the hand, which I think looks really nice, but yeah. I'm just a really big fan of how this mech turned out. I know I've said that a lot, but this is definitely my favourite one I've made. I just really like it. So yeah, now onto the final mech, Nya's mech. Now, I think this is probably the weakest out of all the mechs. I didn't really know what to like. Nya's was the last mech I made, and I think I just didn't really know what to do. I don't think I ordered enough parts for Nya's. I think I should have ordered a few more of them, but you know, it doesn't matter. I still am happy with how it turns out. Nya's is the mech that went through the most changes. I just kept taking this thing apart and just rebuilding the cockpit, the feet, and this spear weapon which I've gave to Nya. But yeah, let's start with the feet. Now, out of all the variations of the feet, this is the best one I definitely made. I just used some simple parts. It only consists of like 6 parts, maybe, probably a bit more than that, but roughly, less than 10 parts. I used these like pyramid pieces in trans blue as like toes, which I do think look really nice, and they had kind of more of a point to the feet. Around to the back, I used 2x4 bricks, not 2x4, 2x2 bricks, sorry. The legs, definitely the most basic legs. Just uses 2 of the same part, just like that, but it does really work as like a good armoured up version for Nya. I think it does work. Also, yeah, same on the other side. Torso, it's quite unique, I think. Nya's torso does have these spikes coming out the top with some studs there. moving that cockpit down to remove Nya. As you can see, they are different colours because I couldn't find two symmetrical colours. But the way I kind of justify this in my head is it's like Nya's real suit. The blue on that side and the grey, gunmetal, light grey colour, whatever, is on that side, which I just think kind of works. Yeah, very similar to Zane's mech. This is probably the cockpit that I like is just the exact same as Zane's, basically. Probably the most ununique cockpit, though, out of all of them. I do think it works, though. Coming around to the back, as you can see, there's just more grey parts, like so. So yeah, shutting the cockpit, putting Nya back inside the cockpit. The arms are probably the weakest part about this. So we'll start with the right arm. So Nya's got some gold shoulder pads, similar to what Jay had. I was originally not going to include gold on Nya's, but then I had no idea what else I could actually use for them. And I think adding them does look nice. I just think it looks really nice, I think. The gold does add a lot more of like a shine, makes it look less dull. And I've also got this jumper plate here, so like enemies can kind of climb up Nya's mech trying to get to her, like so. The same hand design as Cole and Kai's mech from the official set Kai's, and then Cole's I just used a similar one. There's no articulation in the hand, but you know, Jay, Lloyd and Zane have articulation, so I kind of thought if three of them have articulation, three of them shouldn't have articulation, just to make them all fit in. And then probably the most unique weapon I've actually done for any of them Nya's, I made this giant spear, which also went through multiple designs. And this final design is definitely the one I'm most happy with. You see, it's this really long piece here with with this triangle head at the top, just making it like a long weapon that you can kind of use to I don't know, kind of stab things with maybe, and enemies can also climb up it and studs like that. And so yeah, so just shake the enemy off or something. But I do think this is really nice. I also used this piece here on the bomb. I don't know why, I just think it makes the mech look more rounded and quite nice. The banner piece, I did actually use the same as Jay's banner. I didn't actually show off the banner for Cole, just realised. Cole, I used the one off Lloyd's car, like that. But Nya's, yeah, Nya and Jay do have the same banner, which I think isn't ideal, but I think if any two ninja were to have matching banners, Jay and Nya probably would be the ones that would have matching banners. I just think they look really nice. So, yeah. So, these are all the Evo mechs lined up together, and I just think it is so cool having all these Evo mechs for all the different ninja. I think they definitely just look really nice all together, and it makes the collection feel more complete. Definitely just, they look really nice all together. So, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe for more Ninjago, stop motion, mocks and other types of videos on the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.